have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! Yeah. It's your celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! Celebrate good times, come on!
There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years.
So bring your good times and your laughter too.
We gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. We gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on.
Susannah, I just might have them young'uns open up every one. Good morning. Today must be about joy or something. Y'all got the word. All right. Our opening words today are from none other than Frankie Beverly. He says, don't it seem we go through life going up and down? Seems the things that turn you on sometimes turn you around. Always hurting each other. If it ain't one thing, 'tis another. But want you to know when the world is down on you, love is always somewhere around. So it seems to me that joy and pain, like sunshine and rain, over and over, you can be sure there will be sorrow, and you will endure. Where there's a flower, there's the sun and the rain. Joy and pain, like sunshine and rain. You see, they're both one and the same. So if you would, let's come together and take a peek in your order of service. And together let us read our shared affirmation of mission, or as I like to say, who we be. This fellowship is a welcoming, diverse, and nurturing beloved community that promotes progressive religious thought and practice to create a more loving, just, and sustainable world.
Good morning. I just wanted to tell you the update on Hope House. If anybody wants to know more about Hope House, come and talk to me after the service. We're doing a collection through a registry at target.com to furnish all the things needed for 2 families sharing a bathroom in Hope House. The registry is not very user-friendly, so I apologize. If you have difficulties with it, please just donate money by cash or checks. There's an envelope in the lobby and I will do the order for you. Hope House is also looking for a caretaker that will live in at Hope House. The caretaker will have their own bedroom and bathroom. They will get free room and board and food, and I think a small salary. If you know anybody in the community that you think might be interested in this, please get in touch with me and I'll get them the information.
Penny, would you say a little bit about Hope House for some new folks who might not know? What is Hope House
So
about?
Hope House is a home that's being built in Sedona. It's up a couple of streets beyond Bashers. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. It will offer transitional housing to 3 homeless families with children. So the idea is they will move into the home, they will have hot water, they will have electricity, they will have food, and then they will have support to help them find permanent housing in Sedona. There are currently 30 homeless children in the school system, in the Sedona school system, that are living in cars, in tents, on people's sofas. So there's a real need in Sedona. So.
Was this a newly built house or are you using it?
Yes, it's a brand new house. So last time I drove by, it has the walls and the roof, and they're working on the inside.
Do they need anybody help with the building?
Not with the building. We will have some volunteer opportunities. I think maybe with some of the landscaping and the yard work, and then once the families are in, there will be lots of need. And as soon as I think they're hoping to have families moving in the end of February. So, yeah. So as soon as we kind of get an idea of what might be good options, we will have volunteer options, like picking up food from the Manzanita Outreach Project, delivering it to the house, helping the children with homework, maybe helping with some of the cooking, maybe driving families to doctor's appointments and helping with job interviews. But there will be lots and lots, and this is an ongoing thing, so there'll be lots of need. And so we will be bringing you those options.
How long can they live there?
There isn't a cut-off, but from my understanding for a similar project in Prescott, it's somewhere between 6 and 9 months. It takes for them to be able to build up enough deposit to have the down payment for an apartment. Now, as we know, Sedona doesn't have a lot of affordable housing, but the city is building or has bought a building that's going to be converted into apartments, which is close to this house, that will be affordable housing. So, but then once that's filled up, then what's next? So we're thinking it will be 6 to 9 months, but there will be no absolute cut-off date.
So, first of all, thank you so much for doing this for us. Yeah. And so it sounds like almost SUUF could adopt a family and we just, whatever needs come up.
Yes,
I
yes, that.
think that's wonderful, thank you.
Yes, and then maybe we can get them to come along to our services too. So.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Penny, and I'll add to what Chris was saying about giving recognition to our outreach committee, Cora and Jan as well, and all y'all. So thank y'all again for making it. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that you can be a part of this too, beyond writing a check, which is much appreciated. So thank you. So we have a bathroom that we're gonna take care of now, and thank Chris for saying we may want to do more in terms of adopting whatever a family may need. So my hat off to all y'all. Please save the date. January the 9th. Very important date. Your minister is a new minister. And if you hadn't noticed, he's a minister of color. Just, And our Unitarian Universalist Association takes note of that. And they will be coming to share with the board and with my ministerial relations committee, and of course, most important, with the congregation on the 9th. And it's called a Minister Startup Workshop. And I am as a new minister, 'tis part of my, I see Ellen and Ben and Donna are responsible for help guiding me, pointing me in the right direction, making sure I don't, eat peanut butter before I show up and things like that. And reminding, we say this is a shared ministry. Well, we mean that in a lot of ways. And so you are integral to my growth as a minister. So I want to make sure. So again, that's January 9th that folks from the UUA, what call our congregational life staff folks, will be here to do a workshop for us.
At 11:30, right?
Thank you, Susan. At 11:30. Thank you. Because we'll finish up, we'll have a break. And Chris, yes, we're going to have some munchies and stuff. So sticker.
We'll be able, I talked to the staff here, we'll actually be able to have our snacks and food in between, back in the social hall, right?
Yeah, we'll have to
So
go
it will
for
be
it.
very nice.
So plan on hanging out if you would.
A little social gathering, food, and then the workshop.
So please plan on hanging out with us on the 9th. And last but not least, we still have a few more of these available. The 100 questions, who are you use? Is what I hear about you really true? And stuff like that. And our pocket guide. So they're available on your way out for a $5 donation. Okay. So good to see y'all this morning. So let's do, as I like to say, let's open this umbrella up. That Unitarian Universalist, very large umbrella. So with the rekindling of this flame, please let us recommit ourselves to accepting life's gifts with grace and with gratitude, and to use those gifts to bless the world in a spirit of love. May it be so.
You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. Come, let me love you, come love me again. Like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You my senses, come fill me again.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Susannah. Thank you for always kind of filling us up.
Rabindranath Tagore has given us these words. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy.
And if I may paraphrase Sarah and Fread, so simple, yet so profound, those words of Tagore. I've discovered that service is joy. So again, good morning, everybody. And I welcome you as I always do in the name of the ancestors, mine and yours, and whatever it is that is holy, sacred, and important for you. Know that it is welcome here. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to share this space with you in this beautiful morning on the sacred land of the First Nations people, the Apache people, the Yavapai people, the Navajo people. Unitarian Universalism. It's 2012 when I first ever heard those words. 2014 or 15 when I was sitting where you're sitting, and I heard them from the mouth of my colleague, Reverend Glenn Farley. And he said something that resonated with me then and lives in my head and heart right now. He said in Dublin, they said, we do not ask what you believe or expect you to think the way we do, but only that you try. Try to live a kind and helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being. Can you be human? So welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinion, including my own. So welcome all who might find here in this fellowship and in our friendship strength and encouragement for daily living. Or as I like to say, stuff you could use. Because it don't mean a thing. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. You know, I'm messing with y'all, but you know, they saying you use, that's that African tradition, that call and response. And I told them y'all could do it. They've been messing with me, saying, oh man, they can't do that. Let's just leave that alone. Today's sermon, get to the program, dude. Today's program is entitled, I should say, The Power of Joy. The power of joy. When I was doing my research and learning about joy, the word power kept coming up, but I don't usually associate joy and power. I don't know about you. Joy, kind of a happy, gay thing, you know, gaiety, kind of smiling stuff. In fact, the dictionary describes it as a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. Pleasure and happiness, as in tears of joy. Joy as an emotion of great, great delight caused by something satisfying or really, really good. You know, as like, I get such a joy out of playing with my grandson. Probably like yours, he's a mess. Boy. Or the joy, maybe penny of horseback riding, or whatever it is that turns you on. Or the joy, I still watch football, you know, the joy of a well thrown, when that quarterback drop back and throw that way down the field, and Kapono. Boom. A well-thrown and caught touchdown pass. So joy is a beautiful something you catch. Maybe it is kind of a contagion. Might it be a good virus? Might it be a good virus that we might want to catch? Maybe we have more control than we think over joy. If you share it. You share it. If only we notice, that we would notice that joy is not ours to keep. It is not yours to keep. It is not mine to keep, but ours to give. That is the power of joy. That's the power of joy. Joy is something I generate, a power that is innate. It is mine, it is yours to give. So maybe joy opens us up as much as we open ourselves up to it. Maybe that's just how light leaks into the world. Now I know, especially during these times, we can be tricked. I know I can be tricked. Taken for a ride if you don't watch out. Convinced that joy is a possession. Something to be opened up just by me. First time I heard joy, I thought about my favorite candy bar when I was coming up. Like an almond joy. Oh, I wasn't the only one thinking about them. Like an almond joy. No. Joy ain't no candy bar. More like an internal star. To be shared and shine on everybody, near and far. As if it's like a holiday, or like a holiday special delivery box, right? Waiting for us to unwrap it. You know, I gotta say that 'tis the season. You know, I love this time of year. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season. I love it because I sense a freedom to be human. It's okay to smile at folks now. Of course, you know, notwithstanding what's happening with our you know. So all we got left of these. Y'all heard me talk about these. These are the chakra heater-uppers. Don't be this. Remember, I wrote a poem about that. You'd be walking down Safeway or Bass's or on the sidewalk, coming up in here, wherever you're going, and you're walking like that, and you see a human, and you go like that. Or another human. Oh, Lord, another one. Don't be no sidewalk watcher. Don't you dare be a love botcher. Don't be no sidewalk watcher. Chakra is food for the soul. So I love this time of year. Get to speak openly, and first, I might actually speak to you before you speak to me. Woo! Even to a so-called stranger. To speak openly and first, to smile for no reason, to know that I and you, we're not alone, and that we matter. We actually matter to one another in myriad ways. So do we dare to be bold to be human and feel that joy? Can I give it to someone today? No, or is it mine? Shall I keep it to myself forever? And I'll cut us a little slack. There's a lot of pain around here now. So who can blame us? Grief is everywhere in what I call our time of tumult, the pandemic. Yeah, January the 6th, the history deniers, our fight for racial, social, gender justice. But I wonder If sadness seems to stick around so long, why can't joy? Why can't joy hang around like sadness? Or maybe joy is slippery for a reason. Maybe it's elusive for a reason. Maybe it was put here to fly. To put it, or better yet, to be flung. Remember that touchdown pass I talked about a minute ago? Maybe it's meant to be like that. To be thrown like a Hail Mary. Giving the receiver, giving you, giving me a chance for a spectacular catch. Over the shoulder. Maybe even a one-hander. Not possessed, but given. To be spread between you and I, between the ones who received its gift and the ones that have been looking for its treasure, looking for some joy, pleasure, for a very long time. If only we notice that joy is not ours to keep, but ours to give. Again, maybe joy opens us up as much as we open to it. Maybe that's the way light leaks into the world. So go ahead, please. Give a little bit. You know, that's the reason that old saying, what they say about it's better to give than to receive. It stood the test of time. And it's actually true. And I know I'm sitting with some good folks who believe in reason, so I got some scientists for you. We got some science here. Science has hooked up the electrodes to that part of the brain that can say, ooh, he, ooh, she, ooh, they are experiencing pleasure. So they took about 200,000 adults around the globe, every major region of the world, and asked them to participate. People who gave money to charity, side of the brain just kind of fired up. And they did that even after taking into account different financial levels and the capabilities of the participants. That part of the brain, activate that region of the brain associated with pleasure, social connections, and trust. The elements of joy. Our own NIH in 06 did another study. If you're on a tight budget, giving away just a little bit of money has the same effect on happiness as giving a lot. Can I say that again? Has the same effect as giving a lot. What the researchers did is they took some envelopes of money, they gave them to some students, the University of British Columbia, and they gave them a $5 bill and a $20 bill. And said, go spend this money. You can spend it on yourself, or you can spend it on someone else. What did they find? People that spent the money on themselves that day were not as happy as the people who spent it on someone else. Different parts of the brain lit up just a little bit more alive. We're like that. You're like that. Dare to be human. Kindness is built in. We have other stories that we've been told, other memos that we've gotten. And it didn't matter whether it was a 5 or a 20, by the way, in case you're wondering. It didn't matter at all the amount. So, what is important may be where you give your money. We found out, like I said, that the benefits spike when you actually have a window also to know that I'm giving it to that place, to that person. There's a sense of connection inherent in that to know that you're helping a specific a specific cause. So I got to do a commercial for SUUF. I mentioned earlier that I'm a new minister, so I don't necessarily, well, let's flip that script. I'm always asking questions. To me, why must giving be an event? I like process. I might want to give today, tomorrow. I'm watching something on CNN, tornadoes are happening. I might feel good and blessed that my house is okay. So I'm going to give some money to SUUF. No, Chris, this is a surprise for Chris too. Gary wondered what I'm doing. So to let you know, this ain't no board plea thing. It's just me talking out the side of my neck from my heart. But I've always wondered, just wondered, and be clear that we are most grateful for all the generosity that folks do here. But try that on just a pat. It's a process. We gear up. I always wondered about it. Here comes April coming. Get ready. Okay, we'll continue. Of course, we'll continue to do it. But what if it was a process? You could do it anytime. You can reap the same benefits by doing something nice for a person in need, by the way. It has nothing attached to monetary value. Same. Making that phone call, letting the person in front of, behind you in bashes go first. Little things. All of that stuff activates that same spot. Yes, that can all increase our level of joy. Yeah? They asked the same students, please perform 5 acts of kindness per week. They tracked them for 6 weeks. They took another group and said, we want you to do 5 acts of kindness, 5 a day. What do you think the difference was? You're right. 5 a day, people, stuff was lit up much higher than the other. It's amazing. It felt good. The old ancient folks knew it. It's just something you're supposed to do. Grandma and them told you it's better to give than to receive. But now we can pull it up on the monitor. We can see it. We can see it. And I know there's a part of me that likes to validate and see stuff too. So, the gesture, again, it doesn't have to be a big gesture. Anything, from giving a friend a ride, as I said, or letting somebody to the grocery store step up. You know, in my mind, it's kind of a strange thing, though. And I ask myself, that great script writer in the sky, I call her sometimes. So let me get this right. Who wrote that script? If I want to be happy or happier, I got to help somebody else. Who wrote that script? Bless her soul, I say. So if I want to be happy, if I want to experience joy, I need to make somebody else happy. If only we notice that joy is not ours to keep, but is ours to give. That's the power of joy. My fellow Chicagoan Carl Sandburg, Carl put it this way. Let a joy keep you. Reach out your hands. So I'm going to ask you, reach out your hands, right, please. Come on, play with me. Just put it right in front of you. Reach out your hands and take joy when it runs by. So let's just hold yourself. Capture that joy as it runs by. And he says, as the Apache dancer clutches his woman. I have seen them live long and laugh loud, sent on singing, smashed to the heart under the ribs with a terrible love. Joy always, joy everywhere. Let joy kill you. Keep away from the little deaths. So I want you to repeat this with me. Joy always. Joy everywhere. Let joy kill you. Keep away from the little dress. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Ashe. So let us share a moment of silence together. You and I, all of us, have been warmed by fires that we did not build. We have drunk at wells that we did not dig. And gratitude of our many, many blessings, and in recognition of our many, many needs. This morning's offering for this fellowship, this community will now be received. Now is the time to hear the joys and concerns on the hearts of this meeting. So I'll share, yes, I will share one right off the top as I look around, see some folks I haven't seen. Do we have any visitors here for the first time? But I see a lot of folks that don't necessarily haven't seen in a while. So welcome, good to see you. Hey, welcome. Good to see you.
We've been here before. We're from the UU Fellowship in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Welcome. Be sure for everybody who just showed up for a while, haven't been in a while, make sure you sign the email list so make sure you get our newsletter. Okay, joys and concerns. Deidre and Tom have a joy tomorrow. December 13th is their 35th wedding anniversary. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Some of you may remember Devin and little Sky, who's a little larger now. She has opened up, and they're getting on their feet over the last couple of years. She's opened up something called Mysterium, and it's in Cottonwood, and I had the flyer, but I left it home, of course. It is next Saturday, so you could look up if you're interested in hearing her sing, because I know some of you went to a concert for Valentine's Day, which was a couple of years ago. She's an amazing songwriter and singer. It's going to be next Saturday. It's in Cottonwood, but if you look up Mysterium, it's as you're going into Old Town, you start curving. It's before the curve, and it's well signed. They've made a really beautiful setting. They do tarot card readings and so on. There's gems, and it's really a beautiful little place. But next Saturday, she's going to be singing. So if anybody wants to look that up, I apologize for not bringing the flyer. And one other thing I just wanted to say about Joy's your lovely sermon is that some of you may have been in England, and I mean, years ago, people didn't even look at each other. But there are so many opportunities, if you don't feel embarrassed, to smile at somebody, to say lovely day, and you always get a response. I happen to be outgoing, so it doesn't bother me to be embarrassed. But it's amazing, and as you said, the small things, I know we're all doing these things rather than the formal, but you can be, maybe not so much in Sedona, but you're in the grocery line and you see behind you somebody that is really buying a very few things. And you know how people say pay it forward or pay it backward? The joy that is seen from people who, you know, it's spontaneous. It's not an organized thing, but we need both. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I bow my head in sadness for all those who have been infected by the wild and raging weather that Mother Nature has given us in her displeasure for how we've been treating her. And I ask for blessings for all those people that have been affected and lost loved ones, lost their homes, lost everything. So let us keep them in our hearts.
Thank you, Sarah.
I think I've told you individually, some of you, but I think this is a good time because of the joyousness of the occasion. I'm joyful because I'm grateful. And my gratitude came, strangely, the day after I was 40 years old. I realized for me, that was a bonus day. I've had bonus days for nearly 55 years now, and I'm still grateful for each day, and for my friends, my family, and all the wonderful things in life.
Thank you, Joe.
Most of you probably remember, I've forgotten, when we used to meet before COVID, we used to start off by going around the room and saying hello to everybody. And I just realized how much I missed that. That was a joy. I used to push myself, because I'm introverted, to talk to people who were guests here, who had never been here before. And it was such a joy to because you could see they wanted somebody to talk to them, and it was just nice to talk to somebody, push myself a little bit, and make them feel wanted and accepted here. So I miss that.
My joy today was listening to Susannah sing Annie's song. 35 years ago, Cynthia and I were in Las Vegas, and we were married in a church, a Lutheran church. We had 5 guests. And we didn't have anybody there to sing, so I asked my wife to sing my favorite song. That was Annie's song.
Ain't life sweet? Yeah, that's it, yeah. Ain't life sweet?
My joy today was George behind me, because he was singing Celebration right along with me. I think that's great. And it is so great to be in a congregation that, you know, feels that joy and it doesn't have a problem expressing it. And we just have so much to be grateful for. There's so much beauty, and we're able to share it. And I am, my joy is to be here with all of you.
Here, here. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Well, we'll drop a stone for the joys and sorrows and concerns that were not spoken. And I have one sorrow myself. Hope I can make it through it. I lost my teacher. My teacher, mentor, and friend, and brother, Dr. Malodoma Patrice Sommet. World-renowned shaman and practitioner. Read his autobiography of Water in the Spirit 20 years ago, and it changed my life. But he died, transitioned, so I have another ancestor now. So it's been a few days, so I'm able to talk about it out loud and on purpose. But he opened up the whole world of indigenous spirituality to me, which I always knew in my head and in my heart. But it was kind of like that test that NIH did. It made it real clear. So we want to acknowledge that sorrow that I'm sitting with today.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We can feed our every need. Every need, we can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without peace, new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. Feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. A new way.
Stay up there, boy. Stay up there. Till I put this fire out. So all that juice, let it flow. Let it keep within us. And let that joy manifest everywhere you go until we are together again. May it be so. Okay. Thank you.